A history-making afternoon for the game of rugby league, the grand final of the Women's Premiership. The Brisbane Broncos up against the Roosters, and Samaima Taufa about to lead the Roosters out onto ANZ Stadium, the first of three big games on Nine's Wide World of Sports this afternoon. And what a moment it is for these two teams. The Roosters have hit form. Their fans are here, set for a big day. The women involved now, the men will be out there later. Good to see the fans getting out here early as the Roosters running out onto ANZ Stadium. A team that struggled early in the competition, but as you just heard earlier with Phil Gould and Alana Ferguson, they've hit form, and that player there could be a key one this afternoon for the Roosters. Tasman Gray can really assert some authority for the Roosters forwards. There's Ali Brigginshaw making her way out onto ANZ Stadium, the team that set the competition alight in week one when they were comprehensive winners over the Dragons. There's some Broncos fans that are here to support the team. Meg Ward taking her place in the lineup with a fractured hand this afternoon. When she went through a fitness test during the week, she complained that her teammates weren't hitting her hard enough. So we'll see how she goes this afternoon. Just about ready for action. It'll be the Roosters that'll kick off the first ever grand final of the Women's National Rugby League competition. Rowan Sims, an important player, as is Heather Ballinger. They'll be looking forward to that personal battle this afternoon. History here at ANZ Stadium as we are underway for the first ever NRLW grand final. And the first hit up of the grand final is a strong one there by Heather Ballinger, and good contact, Eliana Walton and Ruan Sims. Chelsea Lenadusi earns herself a start. Brittany Brayley, the Dally M winner during the week, the dummy half for the Broncos. That's an important player for them. Solid defence from the Roosters early on. Tasman Gray in there with Samaima Taufa. Nutsy with the kick from just outside the 40. Brown takes it well. I'm sure Joe Barrett, Roosters coach, will be happy with the defence there, but a good solid start for Brisbane.
Yeah, that's right. Brisbane just needed to complete their set, Peter, and chase that kick, which they did really well, and now the Roosters get their first chance in attack, and I'm sure they're very excited to finally get their hands on the ball.
Good field position for them here. Isabel Kelly has got up limping after that play the ball. Vital player in the Roosters team. She's okay though. O'Mealy, they go out wide here. Loose pass.
Okay, should make
Roosters get themselves a penalty here.
So she couldn't regather. Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful day in Sydney for grand final day. Now, normally we might run into a hot day. Penalty here for being tackled without the ball and then prevented from chasing the ball. I thought it was a forward pass in the first instant anyway. Beautiful day in Sydney. Grand final day, we can get 40-degree days, or we've had a couple of hot days the last couple of years. This year, it's quite nice out there, about 19 degrees. Cool breeze blowing, so the ladies will appreciate this out here.
Yeah, you go now.
Perfect, isn't it, Gus, for the two games we've got during the day. This is an ideal opportunity here for the Roosters. Walton met by a number of Broncos players, stopping her in her tracks. She scored a try in the World Cup final last year, Eliana Walton. She'd love one in the grand final here. O'Mealy puts on a step, going through. Quick play the ball, no penalty.
Flop.
Second effort there from Federica.
Matua, sorry.
Well, Lavina O'Mealy left the field last week at the end of the game with a bad ankle. I
You're on
thought
the
we wouldn't
mark.
see her today. But judging by that run, she's made a miracle recovery. They're going to take the 2 points.
You surprised at that one, Joe?
To be honest, I am. I would have thought this early in the game, I wouldn't have a chance at going for the line. You can look at that two ways. They're smart and they're making a calculated decision to get points on the board early. Perhaps if you're a Bronco, you're thinking they're not sure if they can get over. You know, that might lift your confidence if you're a Bronco in terms of your defence.
Well, if anything, Zahara Tamara will love an early shot at goal after last week. I think she had every shot from the sideline.
Yeah, look, she'd back herself in. She's a class player and she got an opportunity to play in the halves in round 3 of this competition and, look, did an outstanding job. So she'll lead in attack and defence today, I think, for the Roosters.
So Zahara Tamara, chance to add first points of this grand final for the Roosters off the back of the penalty. Nothing phases Zahara Tamara. As cool as anything. Slots that one. An early lead for the Roosters as we go down the sideline. Alana Ferguson.
Thank you, Pete. Well, with a bit of a slow start to the season from the Roosters, they're looking very confident out there today. They're going wide early, which is very promising. Very, very good from the Roosters. A lot of encouraging comments and pats on the back. So I think we're going to see a massive game down here today.
Wait.
Interesting picking up on what Alana said there. Joe, you know a lot of these players so very well. Lavina O'Mealy and Zahara Tamara, not so much known for their talk. Oh, here's a mistake. Knock on.
Everybody's up.
Eliana Walton
Knock
called
on.
here for a knock on, so chance for the Broncos. Yeah, the two Roosters halves, not known so much for their talk, so you'd expect a lot of that to come out of the key forwards as Eliana Walton mucks that one up.
Yeah, definitely. Look, those girls by nature are quiet, but they're confident on the field. So I've got every confidence they'll do their job in the halves. But in terms of personality and leadership for that Roosters forward pack, they will get a lot out of the likes of Eliana Walton as well. But they've put themselves in a pretty dangerous position here, the Roosters, and I would not want to be defending off the line if I was them.
Amber Pilley, 5 metres away here for the Broncos. Brayley. Ali Brigginshaw takes the line on the Broncos half. Key player for them. This is a test for the Roosters defence. Brittany Brayley. Thought she saw an opening. Brigginshaw. Nutty. Throwing dummies, going for the line. Can she get there? We'll check it.
Henry.
As Kimmy Nutty opened the
Henry.
scoring, or the try
tackle
scoring at least for Brisbane.
I have a try. Just confirm that the ball gets to the ground here. And can you just check in the lead up if there was any obstruction from the lead runner, the Broncos? I think it was Heather.
So a fair bit to check here. I think that's a defensive decision. I don't think there's any obstruction there.
It's a very dramatic fall.
Yeah. Ruan was probably thinking about chasing the ball, but she just ran straight
The contact
into it.
on Ruan Sims is incidental. We're playing on at this stage.
It's a lovely little show and go. Nice dummy, nice step. And then the strength to pull through to get to the try line. Let's have a look at the grounding. Oh, she might have bobbled this.
It's early for a bobble, Gus.
We're using bubble in game 1 on grand final day, Gus.
Oh, she might have held
I reckon
on to
it's
it.
in.
She might have held on to it.
Looking to determine whether or not the Brisbane Broncos player has lost the ball.
It's rolled over, for sure.
Has the hand left the ball?
She's got her hands on it when the ball gets there, and then the answer's a pineapple. Whether or not...
Which is grown in Queensland, so that could be a good sign for the Broncos.
The ball hits the ground with her hands on it, and then I think she loses it, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to overturn the on-field decision with the vision we've seen. Ball's on the ground, short of the ground there, and then a hand may come off it But
the more they're showing it, the more this one may well be overturned.
I think they know she's dropped it. They're trying to prove it, but they can't. So they'll give it a try.
With the live decision of try, there is insufficient evidence to determine whether Lavinia O'Mealy has grounded the ball. We have a decision.
So there we have it, as far as the decision coming here from Henry Perinara. And it is a try. Jimmy Nutty, the try scorer for the Broncos, a controversial one. The first try of the grand final.
How exciting. Look, I'll be honest, we all know I live in Brisbane, and as much as I love a lot of the Roosters girls and I'm up for a huge grand final, my heart's with the Broncos. So I'm excited they've got over, and I think the Roosters will have a job in their hands to contain them now.
Down to you, Alana.
It was this first ball from Brittany Brayley, the wide pass to Brigginshaw, and then she was able to find Nardi. I think we've seen from both sides already that they're eager to get on the outside edges and attack those edges. The Brisbane Broncos did that very well then. We saw the Roosters do it before. This is going to be a great game of football.
So Kimmy Nutty, the opening try scorer of the NRLW grand final. Chelsea Baker has been in terrific goal-kicking form throughout the tournament, and makes no mistake with this one. Brisbane out to a 6-2 lead.
Outside here.
The Roosters restart play. Early try to the Broncos. All that pressure the Roosters had to soak up came off the back of the mistake. Brayley.
Yeah, it's just so important when you score points that you get through the next set of 6, and they spilled their lollies on tackle 0. It just gave the Broncos a great way to start their grand final campaign.
Lenadusi. Kick coming here from Ali Brigginshaw. Chase is on here. Karina Brown gets her skates on, gets across. And then is met by a great chase by the Broncos. Rona Peters in there. These are tough yards here for the Roosters. Down by 4. They get a penalty here. Halfway through the tackle count, Chelsea Lenadusi, the player, penalised. A much-needed penalty here for the Roosters coming off their own line.
Absolutely. And if you look at that set of 6 in defence, I think Ruan Sims was in the 11 tackle, so it'll be a welcome break for their forward pack, which I'm really enjoying that battle between the forwards out there this afternoon.
Interesting decision there not to kick that one out. Samaima Taufa.
Well, there is a little breeze, or there was breeze down there when I was here earlier from the south. I don't know if Alana can give us an update there, but
he's short of the halfway line here.
Work to me. All the way, mature. Go, 3.
Talk about Brayley, the number 9 for Brisbane, being a key player. Well, as is Nita Maynard for the Roosters. Another penalty here for the Roosters. Down to you, Alana.
Like Tasman? Yeah, well, just on the breeze, Gus. Officially, it is an easterly, but it's kind of swirling around the stadium at the moment, so it's probably not favouring either side too much, but it's definitely picking up.
Again, they take the tap, the Roosters. Tasman Gray tackled on play number 1. Eliana Walton. A very good late offload does Eliana. Relishing the opportunity to play in NRLW. Maynard Goes short to Sims. Good run from Rowan Sims. Here's a chance for the Roosters. Couple of tackles left in this set. Maynard. Zahara Tamara, long pass to no one. It'll be picked up here by Bridie Parker.
I think the idea was good. Just failed a little in the execution, but passing to the right girl.
Good looking kick here though from Zahara Tamara. It's off hands, and this will be a try to the Roosters. Tasman Gray. If it wasn't knocked forward in the lead up, Tasman Gray scored a try here.
I think it might have been.
Yeah,
I think we had a few hands in the air here.
6.
Down in that corner at this time of day, it's very hard for the girls looking into the sun. So it's a good tactic to bomb in that direction.
The Roosters.
But I think there's a Rooster hand after the Bronco hand here. Beautifully placed kick. Right up into the sun, and I think you'll see the Bronco winger here put her hands up to her
Cleared the
eyes.
onside kick chased by the Roosters.
It'll actually go up into the sun, and she starts to shield her eyes there. She can't really get it. She knocks it, and then the Rooster will knock it.
Hands up there.
Knock on. Oh, come off a head.
Falcon.
Hang on.
Wow.
We might be back in play.
We have a knock on from Brisbane. The ball has come off the head of the Roosters player, so it's play on at this stage.
Call it what it is. It's a Falcon.
Outstanding. This competition's had everything now.
So who gets the try assist?
Who cares?
The head.
The kick
I
or the
the
head?
Falcon.
The header. They're checking if she's onside now. I think she is. Hits the head.
Well, she's onside.
It's not often a Falcon produces a try in a grand final.
I wonder if that was a set play.
Tasman Gray grounds the ball. We have a decision.
Off the head of Talina Simon, into the hands of Tasman Gray. This will be a try. And it is awarded. Talina Simon scored 4 tries last week. Now she set one up with her head, Alana Ferguson.
Didn't she do well there? It was a great kick chase from the whole left side of the Roosters, but I'm very impressed with Zahara Tamara's kicking game. It's an aspect of the game that they needed improving from the first 2, and she's absolutely nailed it there. Probably perfect that it did come off Talina's head, and a great finish there for the Roosters. Well done.
And it was a great combination of club players. Both of those girls, Zahara and Tasman Gray, play for the Burleigh Bears up on the Gold Coast. I'm sure they're cheering loud and clear at their little performance there this afternoon.
So well done to Tasman Gray, scoring a try, and the Roosters hit back. Zahara Tamara looking to put the Roosters in front. Sign of how calm and relaxed she is, Zahara Tamara, through a loose pass and then a high quality kick on her next play. Doesn't let anything faze her.
Well, the Roosters' game has changed on the back of Tamara's move to halfback. There's no doubt about that.
She's unsuccessful this one, all locked up at 6-all.
The conversion unsuccessful. Score remains 6-all in the Holland Women's Grand Final. Another replay for you there. The Queenslander gets over the back row for the Roosters. Their first try in the competition, Tasman Gray.
Stay on.
The Broncos kick off. Shaping up to be a very tight grand final here. The first of 3 on grand final day for 2018. Walton has been strong starting off this game for the Roosters. Luan Sims. There's the try scorer in Gray. Oh, they put it down here. They did this earlier too, the Roosters, after they hit the lead early off a penalty. If you're just joining us, they lost the ball coming out of their own half, and they've done it again here, failing to complete the set after points.
Yeah, when you're playing a team with so many attacking options as the Broncos, the first defence or the best defence is to keep the ball away from them. Penalties and turnovers are just a no-no. So you deserve what you get if you're not controlling the ball.
Great platform here for the Broncos to attack. Brayley for Tumawala. Been quiet in the opening exchanges of the game. Hasn't seen too much of the ball. Brayley dummies to Ballinger and goes to Peters. Almost goes straight through.
That was a beautiful pass.
Brigginshaw. Brayley. Ballinger. Here's a Ballinger! Strength, determination, and the try. Brisbane regained the lead.
Sorry, Salty. So pleased for Heather Ballinger. We say in other coverages she's from Longreach. She's actually from a small town called Yarraka. And I think a few of the locals have met at the Wellshot Hotel, which isn't far from there. They'd be cheering loud and clear for this veteran of the game who has worked so hard for so long to come back from injury, play one of the toughest positions on the field, and that line was fantastic. Couldn't have happened to a greater player out there. I'm so pleased for her.
Determined run from Heather Ballinger. Experienced campaigner. 7 years she's been part of the international scene with the Jillaroos.
Well, it's just another warning to the Roosters. I mean, their key focus here today has got to be to get to the end of their sets of 6 and kick the ball deep downfield and keep the Broncos as far away from their try line as possible. They've scored twice with a penalty goal and then a try, and both times failed to complete their next set of 6, and the Broncos have struck back immediately. So if the message didn't get through during the week, they should be getting the message through now.
Chelsea Baker with a simple attempt to put the Broncos out to a converted try lead. Halfway point of the first half. Makes no mistake, Brisbane up by 6.
Make sure we start inside, ladies. Start inside. Stay
The Roosters to restart, trailing by that converted try. Oh, this bounce getting away here from Brisbane. They're able to pick it up. Leonard Ducey starting the game today in jersey number 15. The first of 3 games on grand final day coming up live on 9. We've got the Intrust Super Championship. The Bulldogs up against the Dolphins. That will be a beauty. Looking forward to that one at the conclusion of the NRLW grand final. And then, of course, later on tonight, live coverage right here on 9 from 6:30. The Roosters up against the Storm. Whitey Parker does well in the end to get back there. Kicking game from Ali Brigginshaw. Joe's been magnificent in the opening 16.5 minutes.
Sure has, and look, she's always had a talent for, kicking in play, but more so, she did an apprenticeship under Karen Murphy in her junior years as a club player, and more recently Scotty Prince has really taken her under his wing and given her some timely advice for this competition.
Something the Roosters needed. Good run from Isabel Kelly and a quick play the ball as well, and they were able to get on the front foot. This is where they need to get a good kick away. Zahara Tamara kicking from inside the 40. Amelia Cook has got it. Wearing jersey number 5, but originally wasn't in the 17 pick by Broncos coach Paul Dyer for today's game, but he's obviously seen something in Amelia Cook to put her out there today.
The Broncos have shuffled around their centres and wingers throughout this competition, which shows depth and shows opportunity, but Amelia's done really well. She's had international experience for the PNG Orchids and also the Gillaroos, and I dare say some of that experience under pressure could be one of the reasons she's out there this afternoon.
Brigginshaw to Pilley. Well read by the Roosters defence. Ali Brigginshaw. Grubber kick towards the post. Beautifully weighted kick. They're coming out after it. And Nutty got to the ball
contact on the legs?
and hasn't been able to get this one down.
There's no dangerous contact.
In terms of?
Her legs coming in.
Selena Simon's in some trouble here.
Henry, I've tackled 6. I've got no try. Just confirm though, the Roosters player coming in, that there's no dangerous contact made with the legs, stopping Broncos from a contest.
There's a beautifully placed kick by Ali Brigginshaw.
Broncos kick chasers onside.
Might have our first women's penalty try here.
Can't go in with the legs like that.
Yeah, well, you can't attack with the legs. She's got a grip of the ball. She's going to put it down. There's no doubt about it. She's got it in her hands. And then she kicks at it, which is illegal. I think Mr. Perinara's got a big decision to make here. She's got grip of the ball. She's going to score until she gets kicked. And it's a good pick-up by the pocket referee. I don't think there's any doubt here. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, she's got control, doesn't she? There.
Well, she's going to put it down. And other than the lady, the other girl.
We're looking to determine whether the Broncos player has grounded the ball or if there is any contact from a Roosters player.
So it is.
Well, she kicks
Selena
at it.
Simon.
Yeah, she kicks at it.
Try-scoring machine from last week.
Yep. She kicks at it and she hits her on the elbow and that releases the ball. She's kicking at the ball, but she contacts her knee with her elbow. She's got it. The foot will come towards the ball, but the knee hits the elbow and that's what shakes it loose. That's an illegal play and that's a penalty try.
Well, we've had
You're very good at this, Gus.
Kimiora Nati has cleanly taken possession of the ball. Talina Simon then kicks her arm, which forces her to lose the ball. So we have a decision.
So it looks like penalty try coming.
No worries. Thanks, mate.
Here's the decision from Henry Perinara, and it is a penalty try to the Broncos.
Yeah.
Down to you, Alana.
Well, it was a good lead-up set from the Broncos, but a very impressive kick from Ali Brigginshaw, which we saw her place right
Broncos
between
player
the
has
post.
taken
A good
Clinton
kick chase and an unfortunate mistake from the Roosters. The Broncos looking very solid, and Chelsea Baker, I'm backing her to get this one through the post again. Here's Ali Brigginshaw's kick here. Absolutely perfect through the defence, straight in between the posts. Zahara Tamara missed an opportunity there to get rid of the ball, but the Broncos women were there.
So Kimi Nutty would have got the try. You can see there, he had plenty of looks at it, Henry Perinara, Joe Barrett, but the correct decision coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I wasn't expecting that. And Talina wouldn't have deliberately meant to do anything illegal. She would have just been doing her best to put her body on the line to stop a try.
Brilliant kick. It really was. The time she took and the way she measured it up and the execution of it was just outstanding.
Brisbane out by 12.
First penalty try grand final day since 1999.
The try converted by Chelsea Baker. And Brisbane lead in the Holden NRL Women's Grand Final. 18 points to 6.
Stay inside, ladies.
11 minutes left in the first half of the NRLW Grand Final. Brisbane out to an 18-6 leads. Vital period of the game here for the Roosters. Can't afford to let this one get away from them. Arakura. Toru Arakura off the bench with a strong run. Brisbane all of a sudden look like they're in a mood. Here's Steph Hancock.
Yeah, they're just doing everything so much quicker than the Rooster girls. Nice run of possession, and they're just running them around now.
They've upped the ante for Tumawala. This is a brilliant set off the back of that try. Hancock again. No doubt the ball will go to Ali Brigginshaw. Doesn't. Out the back they go. It is the last. Quick hands here for the Broncos. Chelsea Baker. Amber Pilley for the corner. And penalty Roosters. The double movement.
Well, it was great defence by the Roosters and brilliant play by the Broncos. They cut them short down this left-hand side. Chelsea times her pass brilliantly. Look at the cover defence coming across. She was well held short of the line, but couldn't resist the temptation to reach out. It was last tackle anyway. Doesn't really lose anything. But with 23 cameras and 48 referees, it's hard to get away with that these days.
48 looks at it, I'm sure. Hard yards for the Roosters here. Especially when you got defence like that from Amber Pilley. There's plenty of experience in this Roosters team. And quality as well to get themselves back in the game. And a penalty like this will help as well.
Yeah, they needed that. They weren't going too well. They weren't going anywhere here in this set of 6. Just struggling to make ground at the moment, and they're struggling to contain the running game of these Broncos girls.
Got the penalties going their way. 6-0 at the moment, the Roosters.
Well, the Roosters have got the most experience technically if you look across the park in terms of interstate champions and world champions. But again, the Broncos have got a wealth of experience, and they've got young players like Amber Pilley, another Burleigh Bears girl, who's come out of nowhere from a club grand final, and she's really holding her own. You know, and that's thanks to the likes of former most cap Jillaroo. Tani Norris is actually their club coach, and she's got a lot of players out there today on both sides doing really well. So it'll come down to who can manage this pressure the best.
Chantal Stowers here is the player receiving attention.
Yeah, she just got a leg caught underneath here, and obviously got a bit of a scare of it. It did twist awkwardly. They're just running through the tests of her knee. Send a cheerio to Roosters chairman Nick Politis. I was talking to Nick this morning, and it's a big achievement to get both the women's team and the men's team in the grand final today. He's watching at home on TV. Nervous, of course. He didn't want to get ahead too early and spread his nerves around, but another big achievement for the Roosters. So best of luck, boss.
So the clock stopped here, 8:41.
Fans in early as well. Seeing 2 teams involved on grand final day. Magnificent for the Roosters fans.
Who's represented Australia in other codes of football.
So Chantal Stowers receiving attention.
Chantal's been a really welcome addition to rugby league. She's come across from representative rugby union and did play league as a younger player, and she's doing really well.
Intrust Super Championship coming up. There's the Bulldogs team here soaking in the atmosphere at ANZ Stadium. They'll be taking on the Redcliffe Dolphins in what's going to be a very good match later on this afternoon, and then can't wait for this tonight. What a grand final we're in for. The Roosters up against the Storm. Live coverage here from ANZ Stadium from 6:30 tonight. What a season we've had, culminating in what's going to be a terrific decider later on. Good distance from the penalty kick of the Roosters. Oh no, didn't need that.
No one enjoyed that.
On tackle 1. Another invitation here for the Broncos. Arakura. Nice little step just before the line. Samaima Taufa penalised. Brittany Brayley wants to get things going pretty quickly.
Well, the best part is they've had a little bit of a spell there for the injury, so they've got some oxygen back in the lungs. And if they can defend this set of 6 where they haven't previously, it will give them a little bit of confidence. Big set of 6 in the game.
Federica will play it. Brayley, Brigginshaw, Ali Brigginshaw into the line.
She's such a good player.
What a handful she is for the Roosters defence. Nutty, Chelsea Baker throws a dummy going for the line. They force her back. Her legs got over the line as she turned around. Brayley on the half volley, picked up there by Steph Hancock. Good hands by the veteran. Nutty for Tumawala. They've handled her well this afternoon. Brayley. Arakura. Offload to Lavinia Gould. It's the last. Out the back it goes. And a penalty here.
Oh dear, oh dear.
On the last.
You wait 5 tackles and then give away a penalty for being offside. I fear the worst for the Roosters here.
No surprise that Brisbane continue to roll. Steph Hancock. A metre away from the line, another penalty.
Let's clean it up here. Simona, let's clean it up.
They'll take the tap.
Hold the line, ladies.
Trailing by 12, the Roosters. They can't afford to concede, but they'll do well to keep Brisbane out here. Arakura. Brayley. Brigginshaw had heaps of time. Federica, well tackled there by Stowers. Here they go. Arakura with the try. So hard to stop. She's been devastating off the bench and extends Brisbane's lead.
That Brisbane Broncos bench is so damaging, and you could see the lift and the energy from both her and Hancock in that all those sets, repeated sets of attack. She deserved that try and she earned it, but what a handful for the Roosters' defence.
Toru Arakura celebrating the try that extends Brisbane's lead.
Yeah, her eyes opened up, didn't they? She got very excited about being close to the try line there. She took the first hit up and then backed up very quickly and come charging onto the ball there. It's too big and strong. But the Broncos are running them ragged. Ali Brigginshaw, Brittany Brayley, Chelsea Baker. The combination is just so dangerous. And Kimi Orenadi, well, she scored the first try with her stepping. Never seen anyone lay the ball so flat to kick goals, but she gets every ounce out of it. She's obviously powerful. She lays it very flat to get distance. Look at that.
Look at that. Gets plenty of distance. Great kick. Brisbane, they're starting to run away with it, Alana Ferguson.
Yeah, they sure are, Pete. It's not the place that you want to be giving the Broncos another set of 6 down there. Unfortunate for the Roosters, but you've got to give it to the Broncos. They've turned up, they've upped the ante. They're playing those balls very quickly and making extremely smart decisions. What a great run that was to get over for the Broncos.
Yeah, the try scorer, Arakura, she's only been on there 8 minutes and she leads the Roosters game.
She's got to look after that.
That's a fair impact off the bench.
Yeah, and I dare say from the kickoff they'll give it to her again, so...
Stay inside, ladies.
I'm not sure who's going to get in and away.
The Roosters to kick off, and all of a sudden too, there's still 4 minutes left in the half, so Brisbane will be looking for even more points here. Julia Robinson.
Well, it seems an age since the Roosters had the ball. Turnovers and penalties have just conspired against them and played right into the Broncos' hands.
Amelia Cook represented 2 countries, PNG and the Jillaroos. Played for the PNG Orchids in last year's World Cup. Meg Ward into Roosters territory. Steph Hancock, she's also been strong off the bench. Brigginshaw. Tester here for Karina Brown, takes it well.
Only got 3 minutes left to do something in the second half. It'll be up to their coach to lift the Roosters' heads at half time. This whole first half has gone so badly since they drew level.
They need something to happen. They need a spark. Can it be Lavinia O'Mealy or Zahara Tamara? But it's hard when they're just being dominated here, the Roosters. O'Mealy showed it there to Isabel Kelly. Well read there by Nutty. Tamara. Julia Robinson. Strong run, and all of a sudden on tackle one, Joe, they're 10 metres short of the halfway line.
Oh, look, the energy from the Broncos, particularly the bigger girls in the middle, just then when they were defending, they were jogging back. They look like they've found another level in terms of energy. That's going to be really hard for the Roosters to counteract at this point.
Wouldn't want to concede any points here, the Roosters.
That's the thing, the Roosters have points in them. You know, if they can maybe not concede any more between now and half time, they could come out and put on a really good show. But
Chelsea Baker goes straight through, going for the corner, gets a pass on the inside. Lavinia Goulds scores a try for Brisbane. Put it down to Chelsea Baker.
How good was that offload from Baker? Gould got it on the run and dived in. Unbelievable. The Broncos are looking very good.
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay again. This brilliant fullback chiming in onto a play, and the pass back on the inside is excellent. Gould backing up. But just watch the speed and the evasion here. Ali Brigginshaw with a nice pass to put a one-on-one with an opponent, and she's just athletic superior. And the beautifully timed pass back on the inside. Gould does well to take it above her head. Great skills all round. And I've got to say, through the 4 weeks of this tournament, all the girls' skills have improved. I think playing each other week in, week out in top company like this is every team's improved, every player's improved right throughout the series.
Credit to the coaching staff, and you can see just how much work that, well, not just Paul Dyer with this Broncos team, but credit to Scott Prince as well in the role that he's played in helping shape the Broncos attack.
Absolutely, and the Roosters, like I said last week, have had Dean Witters, and every club's had people get behind them. And the Gillaroos actually had a reunion yesterday and honoured their 1993 foundation team, and a lot of talk was around that and the change in the game purely because big names from the men's game have come on side and helped develop the game from the grassroots right up to this national competition.
Here's a tough one for Chelsea Baker. Well, we've seen Gus, who will have no problem getting the distance here. The accuracy evades her on this time, but the Broncos, that's basically their only blemish for the half. 28 points to 6.
Well, the first 5 or 10 minutes was very competitive, but it was just turnovers that have allowed the Broncos to get into a great rhythm, and we haven't seen with the Roosters with the ball for such a long time. So it's no surprise the scoreboard has got to where it has. We'll only have one play left in this second half. 10 seconds remaining on the clock.
Ladies.
Let's see if the Broncos have got a trick shot. Whether or not there might be a little chip over the top or a kick to the corner or something.
Ellie Brigginshaw has it. Out wide they go to Robinson, but well read by the Roosters defence as the half-time siren sounds. And at the break, the Broncos with a commanding lead of 28 points to 6. Half-time is next here in the Women's Premiership Grand Final. Just about ready for second half action. The Roosters with a big job in the remaining 30 minutes of the NRLW season, the inaugural season. The undefeated Broncos certainly in the driver's seat. Underway for the second half. Start there for the Roosters. They need plenty of it. Tasman Gray it was there. He's the captain, Samaima Taufa. Sims. They go wide here, the Roosters. Nearly. Good contact there. Heard it in the effects mic. Here's the last. Hilda. Tamara. Robinson has it here for Brisbane. Staggered chase here from the Roosters.
Work on side.
So there's Talina Simon. Hurt that ankle in the first half and looks like she's succumbed to the injury. Because she tried to battle on. We'll get a report from Alana Ferguson very soon. Steph Hancock running like a centre and backing up here. Gets the pass from Cook and puts the ball down.
Well, she could probably run like a centre because she was one. She played a World Cup in 2008 in the centres for Australia. When she first played club footy, she could play 5/8. So a bit of an Arthur Beetson type, ball playing forward.
She's got an injured player.
Do you want to go through here, Sonny?
Tackle two.
Looks like Tasman Gray here receiving attention. Her head in the wrong place.
It looks like she's taken a bump on the nose. Something of a head clash. Let's have a look. Boom, yeah, friendly fire. She's hit Ruan Sims in the head. Oh, it's a good game, rugby league. It's a good game. Even your teammates bash you up.
Hold right, go two.
I don't think there's too many soft heads in the Sims family either. Tough customer those, Tasman Gray. Oh, another big hit. Put one on Ruan. O'Mealy. Chance for an attacking kick here for the Roosters. They go down the short side. This is great positional play, even with that little juggle there from Chelsea Baker. Got across nicely. Roosters aiming up here in defence. Pilly. Kennedy with a very good tackle there. Had a bit of help, but penalised there. Samaima Taufa for a second effort.
You're good.
Okay.
That's what they didn't need.
Leave it,
Another
leave
penalty.
it. Do you want to put it on report? Number 12.
Yeah.
Vanessa.
Dangerous position. Vanessa on report.
Vanessa Foliaki on report for a lifting tackle.
She's a great defender. There's lots of footage of her over the last couple of years defending well, and
on the
she'd just be out there defending and wouldn't be personal, but she'd probably make no apologies for giving it her best either.
Lavinia Gould scored the last try of the first half. Arakura also found the line in the first half. Terrific impact off the bench. Brayley. Brittany Brayley going through. Has support. Federica stopped. Arakura. Oh, strong as she's been. Brayley. Still goes Brittany Brayley. Sims with a very good tackle.
It was a strip 1-on-1, which was play on, and then we have a lost ball on the ground by Brittany, Roosters feed.
Well, Brittany will be disappointed with that. She just made some really good ground off the back of a quick play of the ball by Arakua, who saw that their markers weren't there. But unfortunately, she's turned the ball over.
Yeah, she's a class above this girl. Right from the first time I saw her, you could just tell she had a little bit on them. Ryan Sims trying to inspire the troops and keep them in the contest.
Down to you, Alana.
Thank you. Just a quick update on Talina Simon with her left ankle. The doctor has diagnosed syndesmosis and we won't see her, unfortunately, for the rest of the game. Also, I can tell you that the wind's picking up a little bit down here.
There's the ice on the ankle of Talina Simon.
And the two NRL coaches will keep an eye on the weather today. They'll always have a glance and keep getting an updated report of what it's like to look like later on. Keep abreast of all the elements. Of course, the big one that we need to get the decision today is Cooper Cronk playing or not. With all the media you've read and seen, what do you think?
Well, it depends who you're talking to, doesn't it?
No, what do you think? After everything you've heard and said, do you expect him to be here to play? You reckon he'll play? What do you reckon?
Joe?
I think maybe not.
Right. See, I know.
Not just to be different.
You know, don't you?
I know, but I'm sworn to secrecy.
I think maybe not, because there's just been so much around it, so much build-up. If he was playing, would he have just said he's playing?
Well,
Look, I'm a simple creature, but that's just how I read it.
what they've managed to do is have everybody divided on whether or not they think he's playing or not.
O'Mealy, nice pass here. Isabel Kelly. There's nothing we can do to try to get it out of you either.
No. I've held bigger secrets than this.
Some in the last few months.
Yeah. That's because you see where people have coffees at cafes, guys.
All my life.
Chance here for the Roosters. Out wide they go. Nice pass. Parker keeping the ball alive. Tamara kicks. Still here for the Roosters. Still the last.
Not played at. Last tackle.
It was
Change
all
it over.
exciting,
I'll
but
come through in case.
they couldn't get the ball close to the line in the end.
Even though it was a little bit untidy, that there was glimpses of the Roosters team that we know that can score and get Isabel Kelly over sort of out of a nothing play. And it was looking good for them there.
Here we go, Webby. Get to Mary, get to Mary. Next one, let's go.
Well, at least they've got through their sets in this half. That was their downfall in the first half. Just too many turnovers and penalties to the Broncos, and that invited them to play the type of football we've been seeing right throughout the tournament. I thought this would be a lot closer today, but they're just too quick and they've had too much ball, the Broncos.
4 from 4, they've been perfect to start off the second half, the Roosters.
Yeah, if you're going to be an underdog, you've got to be perfect. Doesn't matter what level of football you're playing, doesn't matter what sport you're playing.
Play on here.
Yep, she's not finished.
Arakura going through. Here's the last. The Roosters on the back foot. Nutty kicking across field. The Roosters able to clean up. Marina Brown. Backwards she goes. Good defence. Then thought she'd be able to sneak a couple of metres.
Tackle two.
Good on having a
Okay,
go.
yours okay.
She's in a bit of trouble here, Isabel Kelly. Limping a lot in back way. Going to go to that side of the field. Need a spark here, the Roosters. Quick hands, knocked back float by Ruan Sims. He's the last. They're still inside their own 30. Kick from Amelie. Chelsea Baker. Look out. They do well in the end to not only get to Baker, but then drive her back as well. Ruan Sims in there. Cook. On the halfway line here, Brisbane. Lavinia Gould. Terrific athlete, Lavinia Gould, been terrific off the bench. For Tumawala, Player of the Year in last year's World Cup. Player of the tournament, at least. And they go again through Brigginshaw. Last one here for Brisbane. Nutty. Running, then kicking. High they go. Amelia Cook can't handle it. Got the jump on Isabel Kelly.
Change it over, we'll switch.
We'll put the ball down, change over. The Roosters survive.
She got a hand of the ball there, knocked it on. What do you think this tournament has done for the women's game?
Well, I think it's given players an opportunity to play more than one weekend, like more than a one-off opportunity to display the product of Women's Rugby League, which unless you're in the inner circle and you've been watching it, you may have no idea. So I think it's given it a big stage and an opportunity for this level of player and talent to be out there on display at a really exciting time in the men's game.
Given what you're saying here, are there enough girls for more teams at this level? People are saying, well, everyone should have a team now, but are there enough girls that can play at this level at the moment, or does it need to be developed further?
Well, this is actually a topic of conversation a lot of former Gillaroos and players are talking about a lot at the moment, Gus. And for now, I'd say the majority of people would like to leave it at 4 and increase the quality. Make sure we're growing it from the grassroots levels up, because the pathways for girls have only just opened up, so we probably need a little bit more time cementing the talent that we've got. And then I think definitely grow the game. But you can see, you know, there's been injuries and timeouts, and I'd like to see that reduce as fitness improves and we go to 40-minute halves and take it from there.
Eliana Walton going through. Strong run. Still going, Eliana Walton. She's giving 3 of them a piggyback ride. Hilda off the back of it. Amelie kicking for herself in the goal area, wants the ball to sit up. Chelsea Baker just knocks the ball dead.
Well, there's determination for you. She just refused to stop. She's back on the inside, pulls through one, bumps off another, shrugs off another, bumps off another, spins, keeps pumping the legs, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. I'll take on these 6.
She's got half the Broncos forward pack hanging off her at the time.
Here's the dropout. 18 minutes left. Here we go again with Eliana Walton. Karina Brown. Important tackle, Ali Brigginshaw. Walton just taking it upon herself to try to get the team back in the contest. Zahara Tamara. And nearly throwing dummies, losing her footing. 10 away from the line. Tasman Gray. Hilda. Oh, Amelie will go straight through and score. Well, the Roosters finally with their second try of the afternoon. The first try, the second half, Lavinia Amelie, the try scorer.
Absolutely wonderful display of football there by Lavinia, and she nearly got through in the last set, attacking set, so well deserved. She's talked about retiring it this year, and the game will miss her. She's had a wonderful career, stepped up at the World Cup last year. She's done remarkably well in the halves in this competition and absolutely deserved that try.
I love the way she moved while the ball was still in the air. And the move she put on the Bronco defender. Really brilliant. That's a nice start. They've controlled the ball, controlled the field position, haven't panicked, and they've forced the first try of the second half.
Well, they've completed 8 from 8 in the second half, the Roosters, Gus. So much better effort from them.
Well, that's the key. If the first half was like that, we'd have a completely different ball game.
Roosters with first points in the second half.
Just a reminder, at full time this afternoon we'll have the official presentation for the Holden NRL Women's Grand Final. We'll also have the Karen Murphy medalist.
Stand on, ladies.
Karen Murphy, of course, 26.
Stay on.
Lavina O'Mealy, the try scorer for the Roosters. Brisbane to kick off, still with that commanding lead, but another quick try for the Roosters, and Brisbane might have a couple of doubts. O'Mealy's put this one down. Third time this afternoon on the back of points. The Roosters have failed to get to a kick.
Well, you think they'd have learned their lesson. But I think this one's just a hard knock and a good tackle.
They wouldn't have taken the fact that the Roosters just scored under the post. And you know, when you're playing in the game, it doesn't matter whether it's club level or rep level. There's a bit about dignity of people dividing you in half and scoring under the post. So the Broncos wouldn't have liked that. They would have got behind that line before and thought, we are going back and we're going to assert our authority. It's exactly what they've done.
So receiving attention here is the try scorer for the Roosters, Vera O'Mealy.
I was surprised she was here today, given the way she left the field last week. Not only talented, but extremely brave.
Maybe Cooper Cronk will come back. Maybe it's a similar story with less media attention.
Right.
She might inspire him.
He's not going to crack, you know that. No matter what you try to say to put words in his mouth, Joe, he's not going to crack.
Chip away, chip away.
See how hard her head hit the ground here. Still receiving attention.
Good story for the Roosters. Off the bench, they've got young Candy Kennedy, and not sure she's out there right now. She was just on before. But she actually had a really bad injury in the Indigenous All-Stars last year, and it's so serious. She had surgery, and they thought maybe she wouldn't even play sport again. And she's worked so hard to come back and be part of this competition, and they're the really good stories of the Roosters that we love to see and hear.
Arms around, heads in, wait, Ali.
So Brisbane to feed the scrum.
Okay, feed it, time on.
O'Mealy good to continue. Brayley just waiting for Lavinia Gould. Well read by the Roosters defence. Brigginshaw, Baker, Pilly loses her footing. Big chance here for Brisbane. Storch coming off the bench in the second half. Brigginshaw, Nutty, Fatumawala. Will be hard to stop, but they do, and then they drive it back. You don't see that all that often. Zahara Tamara and Karina Brown. Nutty showing, going for the line, ducking under tackles, reaches out, puts the ball down, and scores the first try of the second half for the Broncos. The number 6 doing it all on her own.
Well, the Broncos were looking dangerous on that right edge. There was about 4 or 5 players lined up. They had depth, and any one of them could have gone over. But, of course, that cheeky little halfback, who's also a Kiwi Fern, knew what to do under pressure, and she found the line. That's outstanding work by the Broncos.
Well, she got them in the first half with the dummy and the right foot step, but watch the way she just grips on here, grips on, then with the one hand able to place it down. Harvey Norman replay. There's a lot of skill involved with that. And it's pretty much a replay of the first try of the game. Roosters knocking on, bring the ball out of trouble, scrum play. Work one to the post, back to the left, work one to the post, and then give this girl an opportunity on the right-hand side of the field, and she uses her supports as decoys and distractions, and all the time the show and go is her biggest weapon. She scored 2 tries.
So the New Zealand Ferns representative scoring another try here for Brisbane. She's really bought into the NRLW. Or at least her first effort resulted in a penalty try, and then she put this one down over the line. Chelsea Baker has nailed it. Great kick there from Chelsea Baker. Down to you, Alana.
Exceptional kick from Chelsea Baker, and a really great attacking set from the Brisbane Broncos, asking questions constantly. But Nardi doing very well just there to get on Tasman Gray's inside shoulder, and that determination and put down. What an incredible athlete she is.
That, of course, her 3rd try of the afternoon, so she's having a day out.
Make sure we stay on. Wait there, ladies. Still got the clock. Wait there, Zahara. Wait.
The player of the match in the NRLW Grand Final, receiving the Karen Murphy medal. Solid hit there, Eliana Walton. Did so well in the opening exchanges of the second half, the Roosters, but it's the first half performance that let them down. Put on her back there, Brittany Brayley. Solid defence. Leonard Ducey started this afternoon. Gets a nice late offload. This is what Brittany Brayley loves. Finds Rona Peters.
Well, she gave that to Aaron Woods, didn't she? He likes that big hook shot pass out of the ruck.
Ellie Brigginshaw, they're backing away. Don't do that against Ellie Brigginshaw. She'll make you pay, but not on this occasion, as Mariah Storch puts the ball down.
It's about this time of the game every week, Ellie Brigginshaw goes down that left-hand side with a dummy and run, and invariably breaks through, either scores herself or links up. Been passing a lot all day, and then when players get tired, she just knows the right time to run.
I've said it before, Gus, she's so patient, Ali. She won't rush anything, and she waits, and she's very measured in her decision-making under pressure.
I'd say she counts her change at the checkout.
She would.
She doesn't do anything in a hurry. I don't know, just stuff it in your pocket.
Oh, I get there and can't find my wallet.
Zahara Tamara with a kick. Chelsea Baker. She made a mistake in the tournament so far. Oh, hang on. No, it's a penalty at least. I thought that was the ultimate mock.
Yes, mate.
Shush.
Now, she's had a wonderful series. You know, it's been the 9-7-1 here that's been the difference between this team and the others. And on their biggest day, their grand final day, they've all had wonderful games.
Looking ahead, the Jillaroos and Kiwi Ferns will be in a test match in a few weeks' time, and positional play. Chelsea's never played fullback for the Jillaroos. It'll be interesting to see where the positions lie after this competition, which has really opened up opportunities for a lot of players that otherwise may not have happened.
Who might get the nod in front of her?
Well, look, previously, a couple of the girls who played fullback at the World Cup are now injured. So Sammy Bremner.
Nakia Davis was.
Yeah, and Nakia as well. So Karina Brown's been the fullback for Queensland. So they'd be in the mix, but I don't know how you couldn't give it to Chelsea at this point.
Big decision for Brad Donald and his brains trust. Of course, Brad, the coach of the Jillaroos. I don't think there's any doubt as to who the number 9 will be. That player right there, Brittany Brayley. Brigginshaw. Last one here for Brisbane. And they're going to go over again, are they? No. Rona Peters is stopped, so change over.
Well, you mentioned that Brittany is most likely to be obviously the hooker for the Jillaroos. The hooker for the Roosters, Nita Maynard's very likely to be the Kiwi Ferns one. So it's interesting to watch them match up today as well. Not that I'm a selector. That's just what I think.
Work that head and neck. No, she's in front. She's in front.
Penalty here for the Roosters. Take the tap. Tumawala, she'll be in the New Zealand team for that test match. Jemima Taufa. Here's Maynard. Zahara Tamara, short to Gray. Just over 8 minutes left here. Opening game of NRL Grand Final Day. Terrific day and night of action. Solid tackle there, Heather Ballinger. You know these girls so well, Joe. And we're seeing the last little bit of Heather Ballinger's career. Will she continue to play on?
Look, not if she retires as many times as Steph Hancock, but she hasn't talked about it much, and she, you know, she's really put in the hard yards, and physically and mentally this game is pretty tough. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is possibly the last time we see Heather running around at this level, and she's had a fantastic game to go out on, which, if that's the case, is really, really wonderful for her.
Kelly. Meg Ward playing today with a fracture in her hands. Nutty. 3 tries for Kimmy Nutty. Brigginshaw. Oh, great take. Isabel Kelly.
That was brilliant. Brigginshaw gave that a fair thump. She was just trying to get that into touch. And Isabel, fielding at first slip, takes a screamer. The NRL teams, what are we, 3 p.m? Some of them would be just waking up and having a little bit of a stretch after a little bit of an afternoon nap. Might have had a meal around about midday, put their head down for a couple of hours. Some don't, some like they go for a walk or get about, and then they'll probably have an afternoon meal around 4:30. That'll be their last meal before the game.
Would Cooper Conk be doing that, Gus, when everyone else is?
All the players and all the staff do the same thing. They're all bound by the same protocol.
Told you, Joe.
When I was coaching, I did carbo loading for 13 years and never got a game.
But you were committed, and that's admirable.
Everyone on the team's got to do it.
Penalty here to Brisbane.
A bit of emotion there.
I'm talking to him.
Sorry?
No, not you, Steph.
That's how nice Ruan Sims is. She really blew up and then just gave the little apology. What a terrific competitor she is. They haven't stopped trying, the Roosters, but it was the first half, as we mentioned earlier, really let them down.
Well, they showed plenty of spirit in the second half. Even their last set of 6 on their line. Like, the result's probably over now, but they defended stoutly and whoops.
There's a rare mistake from Brittany Brayley. Stowers cleans up here for the Roosters. Inside the final 5 minutes here at ANZ Stadium of the inaugural NRLW Grand Final. Terrific first up season for all of the teams involved. It's Lottie Dakiri enjoying the NRLW Grand Final.
I was talking to Michael Hancock, former Bronco and Australian Test winger. Great player, Michael Hancock. He's involved with the Broncos team. And he said the girls are just so compliant and they're so grateful for all the assistance they get. And he said they put in so much. Nothing's a problem to them and appreciative of everything that happens for them. There's Michael. He was a hard man to tackle.
What a player he was.
And fun fact, not related to Steph Hancock, who's out there, even though the two of them get a lot of confused people asking. Steph's obviously the daughter of Rowan Hancock, former Kangaroo. First father and daughter combination to play for Australia. So 16 years in the game, a huge moment for her today as well.
Rowan Hancock, he could play.
Played Origin for Queensland.
Yeah, tough man. Well, they're all tough if they're playing Origin, but he was particularly tough.
Julia Robinson certainly has put her name in the selectors' thoughts too for the Gillaroos.
Oh, look, she'd have to. You know, any of the girls in the two teams here today that have lasted in this competition have got to be up there in the minds of selectors for sure.
Amelia Cook. He's the last. And over the head of Nutty, finds Brigginshaw, kicks across field and finds touch. We talk about fathers of a lot of the players here. Ali Brigginshaw, and her father Larry Brigginshaw. There'll be a lot of our older listeners in Brisbane will certainly remember Larry playing in the Brisbane Rugby League competition.
Larry and Rowan Hancock actually played in the Queensland team together, so that's probably something that hasn't happened too much in the game to both have their daughters out there today.
Paul White sharing a joke there.
Well, Larry Brigginshaw came down and played with Newtown a little bit before my time there. I must have played against him, I think, because I remember the name distinctly, and I know he was at Newtown before I got there.
You got time off. You got time off.
Just over 2 minutes left. Brisbane know they've well and truly got the job done. Already celebrating on the bench.
Okay, she's with the
Yeah,
trainer now.
easily been the best team of the tournament.
Federica, she's had a great comp, moved over from New Zealand. Much love to her family, always talks about her mama Kay. She's had a wonderful tournament and grand final as well.
The Roosters with the ball here. Kelly. Obviously troubled with injury, Isabel Kelly, but hasn't stopped trying.
Well, she seems troubled till she's in the action and then she's fine, so she's doing well.
Tamara. Nice pass back on the inside, and they're able to get on the front foot here, the Roosters. Can they end their campaign on a positive note? Scoring a consolation try. Brown goes short. Walton. 3 defenders in there for Aliana Walton. Hasn't stopped trying either. Sims. Tamara and nearly. Nice pass on the outside there to Stowers.
Got some real good skill in that play. Real skill in that play. The quality of the passing and catching was really good. Just the ball movement here. Nice long pass, hands, the step, stand up, pass, catch. That's quality stuff.
They needed more of it about an hour or so ago. Brisbane celebrating on the bench as we're into the last 20 seconds of the NRLW Grand Final. Well done to Paul Dyer, the coach of the Broncos, and his staff. In fact, well done to the coaches of all 4 teams.
Well, it doesn't matter what grade you're playing, what age you're playing. Winning a grand final is very, very special. Many don't get to do it. And when you do it, you need to enjoy it.
Siren sounds. Brisbane are the inaugural NRLW premiers, defeating the Roosters 34 points to 12. They're celebrating. The players not involved in the grand final starting to make their way out onto the field. Well done, the Roosters, on making it this far in the competition. The Brisbane Broncos have created history here today at ANZ Stadium in taking out the first decider. What a terrific competition it is. A game that has gone ahead in leaps and bounds in recent times. $34 points to 12.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible display of women's rugby league here at ANZ Stadium. Some of the best talent in Australia and arguably the world. Now, congratulations to both of the women's Holden Premiership teams, the Brisbane Broncos and the Sydney Roosters. It's time for the official presentation for the Holden Women's Premiership Cup. I would like to welcome to stage our official party. Karen Murphy, former Australian Jillaroos captain and Queensland legend. Amanda Lang, Australian Rugby League Commissioner. Professor Megan Davis, Australian Rugby League Commissioner. Honourable Peter Beattie, Chairman of the Australian Rugby League Commission. And Christian Aquilina, Executive Director of Marketing and General Manager of Holden. We would also like to recognise the match officials for their participation in the 2018 Holden Women's Premiership. I invite them to stage to accept a medal for our official party. Head referee, John Stone. Assist referee, Casey Badger. Touch judges, Wyatt Raymond and Josh McGowan. And video referees, Brian Norrie and Henry Perinara. It's time to announce the winner of the inaugural Karen Murphy Medal for our Woman of the Match. Please welcome to the stage from the Brisbane Broncos, 5'8", Kimora Ngati.
Just first and foremost, I would like to thank the man above for this day that he's given us. Thank you to all the supporters out there, all our sponsors, NRL for putting up a great event. Thank you to the Roosters, tough game out there. Last but not least, thank you to all the coaches, management, and the Bronx Nation team. This one goes to all the team members. Without them, I wouldn't have got this award, so thanks.
I would now like to invite runner-up, the Sydney Roosters, to the stage to accept their runner-up medals from the official party and invite Ruan Sims to say a few words. Firstly, I think the first thing we should say is thank everybody that turned up today. It was a gorgeous day for football, and it's wonderful to see so many faces here supporting both teams. And it's a wonderful occasion that this is the first ever Women's Rugby League Grand Final on what is probably the biggest day in the Rugby League calendar, and it is an absolute privilege to be here playing in the tricolours today. Unfortunately, the result did not go our way. The Grand Finals are made up of really small moments executed perfectly, and unfortunately today we didn't press our advantage, and the Broncos did, and they were a classy outfit throughout the entire 4 weeks. And next year I hope to see them go around even more, and I'd love to see the competition expand, and so that everybody can see what the talent that the National Rugby League has to offer in the women's space. I'd also like to thank our sponsors and the Roosters themselves. It's a huge opportunity for women to be able to play rugby league, and for them to give us this platform is absolutely incredible. So I thank everybody who has been involved, and of course our coach Adam Hartigan and all of our staff. The Roosters have been absolutely incredible. This has been a wonderful 4 weeks, and I really hope to see it extend next year and to see even more people here supporting what is a wonderful sport. Thank you.
Once again, Ruan Sims, please put your hands together. Congratulations to the Sydney Roosters. What a great season. The Mount Druitt Under-11s Junior League girls will present the winning team with their grand final rings. It gives me great pleasure to welcome to the stage the 2018 Holden Women's Premierships, the Brisbane Broncos. Starting from fullback, Chelsea Baker. On the wing, Julia Robinson. In the centres, Meg Ward and Amber Pilley. On the other wing, Amelia Cook. 5'8", Kimura Nati. Halfback, Ali Brigginshaw. In the front row, Heather Ballinger. At hooker, Brittany Brayley. Brittany Brayley coming up to the stage. She's also the Dally M winner for the women's. With Steph Hancock at number 10. Tuila Fotumawala in the back row. Also in the back row, Matua Federica. At lock, Ronna Peters. Coming off the bench, Lavinia Gould. Chelsea Lenarduzzi. Mariah Storch. Natogatoru Arakura. And the coach, Paul Dyer. Last but not least, it's time to welcome to the stage the Brisbane Broncos halfback and captain, Ali Brigginshaw, to say a few words.
Can I have a hug? Congratulations.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Sydney Roosters for a great game today. You've played with all your heart, as you always do, and it's a really tough contest. Congratulations to Adam and the girls. Also, I'd like to thank Holden for helping us out and running this competition. We wouldn't be here without you guys. National Storage, our main sponsor, thank you. All of our coaching staff, everyone back home from the Brisbane Broncos who have made us family today. Thank you to the girls, you are amazing. I love you all and we trained so hard for this moment. There's another one. Thank you for all the girls who played before us and the girls who aren't here with us today. We wouldn't be standing up here without you. And yeah, thank you to ANZ Stadium and Sydney for cheering us on today. Thank you.
I'd like Christian Aquilina to come forward and present the Holden Women's Trophy to the Brisbane Broncos. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2018 Holden Women's Premiers, the Brisbane Broncos.
Great scenes here at ANZ Stadium, aren't they? What a team they are. Ali Briginshaw leading the Broncos to the maiden Women's Premiership decider victory today. 4 from 4, 3 wins leading into today's grand final against the Roosters, and then comprehensive victory here this afternoon in beautiful conditions for rugby league, and they celebrate long into the night. Well done to the Broncos. Next, we're switching focus to the Intrust Super State Championship. The Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs facing the Redcliffe Dolphins on grand final day, live on Nine's Wide World of Sports, your home of rugby league.